My upgrades are invincible. Chapter 64, Fantasy Fiction by Azazyel. Looking at the remaining surviving green dragon that the Loki Familia was dancing around as they were working to kill the one they were focused on. I popped my shoulder as I stretched as dropping all those metal plates on me and Tina did hurt a good bit. Tina, think we can tame that green dragon? I asked quietly as I popped out a couple of potions for the two of us. Tina gave me a look of, what the hell dude? Before she sighed and said frankly. If we used the weighted netting and had your infant dragon and the kelpie helping beat it up maybe? But I don't think that we'll properly tame it with so many people beating on it. It's gotta be mostly you after all. I nodded and then as I bent down quickly and then upwards to stretch. I could feel and hear my back popping as the potions we took, used the chance as my muscles and bones were moving to get into the micro tears and breaks. Well, fuck that logic. I am going to beat the shit out of that dragon until it's tamed. I said frankly. Finn's comment about me being a lower level and needing to run away still stung. It was almost a slap to the face in how I had to run away from Ororio even if it was necessary. But no man wants to be driven away from the city they start putting down roots. My boots scraped across the ground as I stepped forward and I heard Tina give a small groan of defeat as she followed behind me with her spear at the ready. That groan also made me have a small inner smile as I remembered her giving the same groans back in the dungeon before we did crazy stuff like capturing a jackbird despite the monster party it called upon us. Yo Finn. I called out and as Finn tilted his head to me in acknowledgement I finished. I am taking that other green dragon out of the way to tame it. To which he ducked under a whirling tail that shattered trees easily and he said fairly. Very well then. Gareth, move over here. He called out and the strong dwarf jumped over the second green dragon that he was corralling into being used as an obstacle for the green dragon they were mostly focused upon. The spitting mad second green dragon whirled around to go after Gareth but instead, I dashed in and a cracking noise rang out as I rammed the Dragonslayer sword's head into the green dragon's knee mutilating it as the anti-dragon spear sword went past the leg and partly into the lower waist of the flightless earth dragon. And from the other side of the dragon as its bloodied face from Gareth's axe turned towards me as it hissed in agony I heard Tina give out a cry and its whole body shuddered and convulsed as she slammed her own spear around the same place but on the other side of the body. Spear is in. Tina called out as we both danced back away from the green dragon's pissed off form and we got to see as we came closer together that we had properly crippled the dragon's back legs and with each forced step it tried to take. It would carve into its own stomach so I nodded and tossed Tina another spear while I took out the bunk stick. Or in other words my now solid metal kanabo that I used to persuade monsters to join my cause. I will get its attention first. Then you ring its bell. Tamamo called out from a bit to the green dragon's side as she used her own spear and superhumanly strong body to make the green dragon whirl onto her as she stabbed it a few times in the side. And it turned away from Tina and I, allowing me to run up and using my enhanced LVL2 strength I jumped into the air and landed atop the green dragon's back and as I felt it still feeling my weight atop its form. I didn't give it time to react as I sprinted down the last couple of meters and I dove down with a mighty cracking noise ringing out as I slammed that metal bat with metal studs covering its form atop the dragon's armored head. Yup. That gave it a concussion. I thought with a wry smile as I had brought my full power on that swing and hit the dragon directly over the brain with my kanabo and its non-dungeon monster eyes had visibly rolled up at the force of the blow. Knowing I was very much on a timer for it being stunned I took a breath and almost like I was trying to chop wood or mine with a pickaxe. I used my full body's range of motion to begin slamming the kanabo into the dragon's head repeatedly with a 2-second pause between each blow as Tina and Tamamo also went around and ruined the dragon's front legs to truly cripple it. Submit, damn it. I cursed out loud as the horns atop the dragon's head broke under my blows and I could feel my stamina draining at the constant full-force blows I was slamming into it with my breath coming out in pants until I stopped abruptly as the green dragon's shuddering form went abruptly still making me pause. I took in the green dragon's form wondering I had accidentally killed the green dragon via cranial trauma or something but I heard humanoid footsteps behind me with Riveria's voice coming out behind me. It is still alive, but knocked unconscious. My kanabo fell into my inventory and I groaned aloud as I flexed my hands to hopefully get the pain of beating a dragon's head and as Riveria continued to speak my lips twitched. So. That weapon and item calling trick is rather interesting. Turning over to the side, I saw Finn and Gareth were walking over, with Finn's form being splattered with the dark blood of the green dragon as he had landed the finishing blow on it, while Gareth was heartily taking a chug from a large flask of some drink he had on his hip. Honestly, I knew that my reaction to Finn's warning was rather childish, especially as it unveiled the storage portion of my fusion skill. But frankly, I didn't give a damn now. Especially in front of the Loki Familia, as I was more dangerous than they were, even if they were 2 levels above me. Sure, they could beat me in a straight fight. But Tina could kill them all with her skill enhancing her body greatly. Or Tamamo could use her spell to kill them all if they couldn't get out of the way. And nothing was saying I couldn't resort to the poisons and cursed stuff I had crafted and stockpiled in case I ran across a member of the Zeus Familia. So I answered Riveria's question frankly. Yup, a rather nifty skill to put snacks away, honestly. So the real question. I turned over to the huge treasure tree that the green dragons were guarding and I asked. So how do we split the fruits of the tree?